This video brought to you by Mike's Barbecue
on Route 18 in Junction City.
See, come on down, we got some great food. That's Mike's Barbecue.
Is there anything wrong with being called a redneck? Every state has them, especially Kansas. You just might find that almost everyone in the Sunflower State is at least a quarter redneck. The goal today is to show where the most redneck cities are in the big old state of Kansas. How do we do it? We measure the things most rednecks love. You know, shooting, hunting, fishing, chewing tobacco, even Walmarts. Let's get started. Our first stop on the redneck circus of Kansas starts in Chanute, a tiny little town about 3 bears east of Wichita along Route 39. This place is 90% white and has the 10th most dollar stores in the state. Chanute is along Route 169, which is essentially one long stretch of redneck towns. We should start calling this highway Redneck Row, really. Being way out in sticks and all means Chanute necks can get away with practically anything. And boy, do they try to do just that. You know there's lots of rednecks in Ulysses, a teeny little place way down in the corner part of Kansas. Ulysses ranks 4th for bait shops, 5th for trailer parks, and folks in town have a 72% high school graduation rate. Yeah, we're aware that Ulysses is about 30% Hispanic, and some of the other cities we're going to talk about have lots of Hispanics too. Does that mean these cities are less redneck? Nope. Fact is, this is probably the best hunting spot in the state of Kansas, being so close to Colorado and all. That means a redneck in Ulysses can spend all day long shooting at varmints. You know, deer, turkey, brown squirrel, gray squirrel, coon, beaver, baby otter. About halfway between Hays and Salina along I-70 is the real redneck town of Russell. This place is 95% white, but the high school graduation rate's about 85%, which means this place is full of some smart rednecks. Russell is in the top 10 for both bars and dollar stores per capita too. And just down the road is Maxwell Wildlife Refuge, which has one of the last herds of bison in the nation. Now, no shooting at the bison, Russell necks. They're protected. Seems like there's rednecks in every nook and cranny in Kansas. Here in Emporia, the number of places to get chew is the 10th highest in the state, and the number of places to get fishing gear is 11. There's lots of places for rednecks to fish here. It's located smack dab between the Neosho and Cottonwood rivers, where you might see some rednecks lined up every morning to get their supper. And nearby is the Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve, where hunting's prohibited. But when did a no hunting sign ever stop a redneck anyways? Continuing our redneck tour of Kansas, we come to Goodland, a necky little town way out on I-70 towards the Colorado state line. You'll know when you get there because you'll see a big old pile of beer cans. The number of bars per capita is 2nd in the state, and the number of places to get your chew is 5th. That's a real commitment to redneck lifestyle there. But most importantly, Goodland has a Walmart all to their very own. For a redneck, that's like short lines at Disneyland. Arkansas City is a pretty large place, located at the junction of the Arkansas and Walnut Rivers, way down by Oklahoma. AC ranks 8th for gun stores, 8th for bars, and is 7th for dollar stores in Kansas. Here's a typical Saturday for a redneck here. You wake up at 10 a.m. and chug a few old Milwaukees, then you fire up the Ford, drive down to the river and plug a few catfish out, maybe even barehanded. Then you head over to Walmart and get more beer and go home and fry up your fish. Actually, that kind of sounds like a good day, doesn't it? This is Mike at Mike's Barbecue again. Did I mention that we got gator? We got some good gator. Come down and try our gator and we will throw in some hush puppies. That's Mike's Barbecue on Route 18 in Junction City. Continuing our neck tour of Kansas, we come to Fort Scott, a necky little place way out by Missouri. Forget all the statistics that indicate there's lots of rednecks here and listen to what the internet had to say about this place.
I'm positive that more than 50% of Fort Scott, Kansas is toothless rednecks. Fort Scott's full of redneck zombies. To anyone that thinks there's lots of rednecks in Wichita, you should come to Fort Scott. It'll blow your mind.
Sounds like redneck heaven, doesn't it? If you drove your beat-up Chevy south of Manhattan, eventually you come to Fort Riley. And right next door to that redneck army base is Junction City, one of the most redneck places in the state. They have the 2nd most dollar stores and the 5th most gun stores in the state here. You know the necks in Junction City know how to use their guns too. So you better not mess with them when filling up a Casey's. Halfway between Salina and Dodge City is Great Bend, which is 5th for places to get chew and 7th in Kansas for trailer parks. Is there anything more American than a Kansas trailer park redneck whooping it up after a big NASCAR Sunday? The answer is no. No, there's not. And where's the most redneck city in Kansas? That would be Fredonia, located about 6 bush lights east of Wichita along Route 400. We're speculating this entire place is some shade of neck. They rank 3rd for smoke shops, 6th for Walmarts, and they're 5th in Kansas for bars per capita. Fredonia rednecks wear camo to church, so you know they're going to wear camo when they go to Culver's. Other Fredonia musts? A red solo cup for spit and chew, a mullet, an old Royals cap, and a fishing pole. If you live in Fredonia, or any of the other rednecky Kansas cities we talked about, you live in redneck heaven. Consider yourself blessed.
Y'all come. Y'all come. Oh, you all come to see us down